Hi everyone. Today I would like to talk about the time that I chose life. Or in other words, the time that I failed in my suicide attempts. So okay, I can laugh about it now definitely, but at that time it was intense and more intense because I wasn't an adult. I wasn't even a teenager that time. I was definitely younger than 8 years old. Probably 6 or 7 years old, right? So what led to that was me being rejected so much. So I have I have I am the firstborn in my family. So for better or worse, it's the firstborns who are the guinea pigs, right, of the parents. The parents are parents for the first time. So you as the child, congratulations, you are the experimental child. So yeah, either you get all the affection or get all the abuse or all the neglect and all that. So of course, definitely when parents raise children, teachers raise students and all that, we are also learning or applying what we learned in the past, how we were raised, right? How we were taught. So I totally understand if it's generations, decades of, good habits or bad habits being passed on. Definitely. And don't we have this saying, we are here to break the generational curses. If you see something that is wrong, that is, habitually being done in our families, in our cultures, we don't have to continue doing that. We can say stop, that ends with me, that bad practice. Of course, we may also be wrong, right? Maybe they're right and we're just rebelling, okay? But, there are things that, especially when we learn from other cultures, learn from other families, other traditions, and then we say, oh, there's a better way to do things, right? Okay, so going back to, yeah, so my childhood, right? Just as an example, so there was one time, we were visiting our family friends, and then I just asked one of my aunties, "Oh, what are you cooking?" And then she said what it is, and then I just announced, I don't know, immediately or a few minutes later, I don't like so and so. Yeah, I don't like this food. And then I remember my mom just rushing me to a room, and scolding me terribly for at least an hour, probably 3 hours. Like, how dare you insult their cooking. They're very gracious to us. We should be thankful that they invited us, and they're doing their best. So how dare you do that, blah blah blah. So it's really, the impression I get was everything I was doing was wrong, everything that they are doing is right, and every little thing that you do, when it's wrong, it's really really wrong, like the most um grievous sin, the only sin that cannot be forgiven by the Holy Spirit, that level. So that's the impression that I get. And I just remember, after years of experiencing that, for a child, like a dog, right? Every little thing is like 7 times longer. Like, this is your short childhood. So even if you say, oh, it's just 1 year, what is 1 year to a 5 year old, right? So lots and lots of those things that I always get the impression that I am doing something horribly wrong. And, looking back, I'm thinking, "Hey, that's an overreaction, definitely. Like, am I really that wrong? Or is this a way to project other people's, issues on me, somebody to get angry on, somebody to pick on?" Even though it was not physical abuse, when we have verbal abuse, that's connected also to emotional abuse. Whether it's neglect, right? You're not given your um full needs, or you're not accepted as you are, or being abused, like you are being treated awfully, actively treated awfully. So abuse or neglect, I think I've experienced both, even though, my material needs were met. There is that. But again, no, I totally understand my parents for that, because, they're first time parents, and I've seen how they were raised as well. Having said that, yeah, so it was awful. And, I just, I came to think, during all the hours that I was being scolded, sermon delivered with me as the audience, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I do see, my mom being so angry, too angry for a little statement, right? But, I mean, I could analyze this now, like what's going through her, what are her issues. But still, to a mind of a 6-year-old, it's like, oh, I'm so evil, I'm so worthless, or, well, then maybe I shouldn't be born anymore, or, well, what's the point? It's all wrong, or I'm so evil anyway, or I'm so worthless. So, I just thought, I kept on, I started imagining how to kill myself or what the world will be without me. So I was in my own world, not listening to my mother's sermons anymore. And then I noticed her being very puzzled, like now I was overreacting to her overreaction. Like she would be puzzled why I am crying so much over what she said. While she's, of course, still delivering her hour-long sermons, right? But yeah, because I already went into a world where, well, if that's the case, then I'll just kill myself then. Okay. So I remembered at least two times where I considered that, and at least one time where I actually went to the kitchen cupboard, closet, drawer, and looked at the knives. And there you go. So I did sense negative negative voices. So is it my voices? Is it the voices in my head? Or am I being very sensitive to negative beings? Right? You decide. But definitely, I went to that point where I was very sad. I opened the drawer and I heard them say, come on, you can do it. Yeah, 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 just do it. Just end it now. Yeah, they were very excited, those voices. And they were, very excited in an abusive way that they know something bad is going to happen and they're gonna take advantage of it. uh I have not been in a gang rape situation, but it felt like that. That's the vibes that I'm getting. Come on, do it now. They're like that. But for me, instead of being encouraged, I was like, shit, I'm so scared. I don't want to kill myself because it might feel painful. That's what I thought, I mean, instead of being courageous, let us so what if it's painful? Let's do the right thing or whatever. I mean, because it does make sense. I was a 6-year-old. It might hurt. So I just closed the kitchen drawer. And then I felt those negative voices say, damn it. You you can't, you're not brave enough. Oh, you're so scared. You're a coward. You're a coward. Or like they were shouting their disappointment at me. But of course, it's them who are disappointed because I chose to continue living. And that's that. So after that, interestingly, life got better. I started being noticed for my talents. And then I started feeling good about myself. And yeah, life got better. So I did not find any more reason to kill myself. Later on, years later, when something bad happens, it could not be as bad as what I experienced when I was 6 years old. Anything else is easy compared to that. So I am very thankful really for that experience because, I mean, it was bad, of course, at the time, but, um, it made me stronger. Actually, that's even misleading, right? These situations, these bad situations, they don't make you stronger. It is you. It is your choice to be destroyed by something or to be stronger after this. So I did not see it at the time, but I did become stronger. What also helped me was I learned to stubbornly look at the good side of life. Oh my gosh, yeah, me remembering all that, I'm crying again. So, what, my coping mechanism? Okay, yeah, many people would say it's food, right? But I don't use it to cope whether I'm happy or sad. I love food. But, how to cope when you have problems. I stubbornly look for the good side of things. But maybe, to balance that, it shouldn't just be wishful thinking. We should look for what is good and true. Like, is this verifiable? Is this true? Or am I just fooling myself? Or at least, maybe what is possible? What is possibly good in this situation? So that's my coping mechanism. Be an optimist, but a realistic optimist. Focus on the good instead of the bad. Because if I focus on the bad, I'll just kill myself, man. I mean, I totally understand why people are so down. But at the same time, I look unnaturally happy. And people would think, oh, you're being very unrealistic and all that. But no, I try also to test myself that I am happy because of actual good things happening or actual possibilities that are happening. It really, really helps that I am also spiritually inclined. For those who are just looking at the material aspect of things, actually, there is a lot to be sad about or to be despairing about. I understand that. But also, please consider the possibility that not everything is material, not everything is spiritual. A lot of things cannot be explained by the five senses. And the wonderful thing is, a lot of things, physical or beyond, are actually good, are actually for our benefit. So, yeah, if that does not seem true to you, at least consider the possibility that it is true, right? That maybe things can get better, or maybe even in this awful, awful situation that you're in, there is something good to come out of it. Yeah, so whew, that was in a bit intense because I didn't remember that for a while, but that experience really stuck with me. So um when mm, I heard, I'll check later. Who was the one who said that dying is easy, living is hard. So we often hear about the sacrificial deaths. Oh, you offer your life or you die in a glorious cause, fighting or, being punished or dying a horrible death and all that. Definitely, that is tragic. It's tragic that somebody ends their life. Um, and it's even brave when, okay, I will do this thing at the risk of my own life, or I will risk my life because I'm very brave, blah blah blah. But it is also brave to keep on living, to not give up. It's easier said than done, definitely, definitely, but please consider that it might be worth it. Another day of, just living out your life, not giving up. If it gets too hard, we can rest, we can slow down, we can even stop, we can change direction. It's all right. But remember, when we die, then we die, right? Whatever your belief is, either you get reincarnated or you go to the afterlife. Do you go to heaven or hell, or are we already in purgatory, and so on? But the thing is, whether our lives are short or whether we are immortal, this part will end if you choose it to end. Do you really want that? Right? Definitely, I know there are some times like when you know that it's already the end, like I've seen and I've heard many stories where somebody is just sure, okay, this is all I live for. I have done all I need to do in this life and it's my time to go. Well, I have not experienced that part of my life yet, but I respect those who definitely say that. But I am talking about those who just want to give up, those who are just depressed, those who are nothing just about it, of course, or those who do not see the hope in living. Like, they know that there's more to life, but it's just so hard to wake up again, go through the same struggle, and, experience more heartbreak and all that. Yeah, I do challenge you to, just keep on keeping on. Remember all the people who are also experiencing that. And remember that it can be overcome. Life won't always be that bad. Yeah. And even what you're experiencing now could help you be a better, stronger, even happier person, right? It's not all roses, right? We also have thorns. When I was, back to, my suicidal attempt, etc. Just 1 year after, I think, yeah, when I started getting, uh chosen for quiz bees, and all that. I even eventually got into a nationwide television quiz show. Yeah, Battle of the Brains. Yeah, but those things, every now and then I just remember, oh my god, imagine if I killed myself. Yeah. And like, whoa, I wouldn't have experienced this. And that's it. So it's not always going to be bad, right? And being the stubborn optimist that I am, I could even say, okay, you're at the lowest point. Great. Then there's nowhere to go but up. Congratulations. Right? So isn't that even something to look forward to? That if it's not today, maybe tomorrow is a better day. Or maybe tomorrow might be worse, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, fine. But there is a possibility that there's something better. Actually, same when you're already experiencing good in this life, you could say, oh no, the next day might be bad because I'm having it really good today. But no, you could just say, no, what if tomorrow is even better? Right? Yeah, so I am an annoyingly stubborn optimist. I hope this would explain why I am like that, because I grew up, when I was very young. I believe that I already experienced the worst that could that I could feel, emotionally, psychologically, yeah, very intense for me to want to end my life. And the answer also lay in me, in my choice to just hang on. Well, I didn't really choose that. I just didn't want to feel pain, but it turned out well. So yeah, many of us have a choice to do that, right? We are just being fooled sometimes by ourselves or by others saying, nah, just give up. Never mind. Yeah, just kill yourself. Just end it. They're like that. There are other voices you can listen to. Life is going to get better. There is always something good in this life. And it would be awesome if you experience those other good things. So yeah, that's it. So please continue to choose life, yeah, for ourselves and for others. We can encourage each other, choose to do good and to be good. We can do it. If it's a bit of a challenge, if it's hard to do, yeah, let's ask help from others. Let's ask help from the spirits as well. Yeah, it's a wonderful life. Yeah, let's all enjoy this and make it great for everyone else. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.